So, kind of got this set up. So we're doing number 1 on page 277. We're not going to do number 2 that goes on to the second page. So trying to kind of make it so you can see all of this. Determine the required amounts in each of the following scenarios. So they give you this big old list of all of these things and all of these different costs. Sorry. So A says the following charges are part of the closing costs for a mortgage loan. What is the total amount of the closing costs? So total means we add all of those up. You do not add the loan amount as part of the closing costs. That's the only thing we are not adding there. So it's going to be $500 plus $250 plus 50 plus 1% of the loan amount. Sorry, that's not focused. Let's see if it comes in. It's a little bit better. Okay. So for 1% of the loan amount, we need to do 250,000 times 0.01. So 250,000 times 0.01. So that's, sorry, you can't see that. $2,500. That is the loan origination fee. I should have written that part first, sorry. So that's $2,500. That's 1% of the loan amount. So this 2,500 goes right there. Then we just add the rest. Okay, so 500 plus 250 plus 50 plus 2,500 plus 60 plus 75 plus 250 plus 250 plus 30 plus 750 is $4,715. Move that over for you guys. So those are the closing costs. Remember, I talked about them briefly when you go to buy a home. When you get your loan, you have all of these closing costs, which you can see here in the book, tell you what they are, the appraisal fee, inspect, a bunch of these different fees. So this was on a $250,000 house. That was the loan principal. So $4,715. And again, they're going to vary, but it'll be close to around 2% in this situation. All right. B. Albert Morrison took out a loan for $90,000 at 10% interest for 15 years. His monthly payments are $967.14. He's made payments for 2 years, so 24 payments, and now wants to repay the loan early. The current principal balance owed is $84,257.19. The loan agreement specifies a $468 prepayment penalty. Will Albert save money by repaying the loan, the current balance plus the penalty at this time? If so, how much will he pay? So if he pays now, we're going to kind of look at the different scenarios. So if he pays now, he's going to pay the balance plus the prepayment penalty. So if he pays now is $84,257.19 plus the penalty of $468. So 84,257.19. Oops, sorry, typed that wrong. So if he pays it off right now, he's going to pay $84,000, $84,725.19. So that's if he pays right now. We want to know how much would that save him. So if he continues to make monthly payments, so if he continues to make monthly payments, his payments are $967.14. He got this for 15 years. Sorry, it's kind of blurry, but he's already paid for 2 years. So if he continues to make monthly payments, he has to pay, just kind of writing this down, so in case you have something like this on your test, $967.14 each month for 13 more years. So again, it was a 15-year loan, but he's paid on it for 2 years. So he's got 13 years left. So if he continues this, he's going to pay $967.14 every month for 13 years. So that's going to be times 13 times 12, because there's 12 months in every year. So 967.14 times 12 times 13. This way he ends up paying $150,873.84. Sorry, it's kind of dim, but the light makes it way too bright, I think. Yeah. So what is he saving? So that's a different, so if he continues paying, it's the $150,873.84 minus if he pays now with that penalty, that's a savings of $66,148.65. So that prepayment penalty of $468 is basically nothing. So paying that almost $500 will save him $66,000. And finally, part C down here, make it so you can read it. Maybe. Sue Thompson bought a house for $178,750. She is getting a mortgage for $145,000. If a mortgage is for more than 80% of the value of the home, Sue's lender requires the borrower purchase mortgage insurance. Will Sue have to purchase the insurance? So we want to know, is her loan for more than 80% of the value of the home? So what we're going to do here is figure out what percent that is. So for C, we're going to do the 145,000 divided by the value of the home. So we did borrowed divided by value. I'm typing that into my calculator. So it's 0.811. So that's 81% approximately. So her loan is for 81% of the value of the home. That's what that means. So her loan is for 81% of the value of the home. So she has to get mortgage insurance if the mortgage is more than 80%. So 81% is greater than 80%. So yes, she needs mortgage insurance. So what mortgage insurance does, it doesn't help you as the buyer. It helps protect the lender. So it's not something you want to have. You don't want to have to pay mortgage insurance. Okay. And then we are going to do problem 28 from 8-2. So, zoom in a little bit. It says search for mortgage, home loan, and auto loan calculators on the internet. Use them to determine the monthly payments and total interest for the life of the loans in each of the following situations. So monthly payment and total interest. That's what we're looking for A through E. It is not focusing very well. There it goes. So there's a couple different ways. So like here on A, John Chen bought a house for $180,000. He made a 20% down payment. He secured a loan for the balance of the purchase price at 6.5% interest for 30 years. So you can use any loan calculator you want. This one, it kind of depends. Some of them will calculate the down payment for you and some of them will not. And so you may have to do that on your own. So if he made a 20% down payment, so 180,000 times 20%, his down payment was 36,000. So he needs a loan for 144,000. So I was kind of just checking out a few different calculators. Like this one, I found it does, I think this is the best one I found. So I just typed in mortgage calculator. And so like this one here on Google, sure, you can type all of this in, the 144,000. It tells you the monthly payments. It does not tell you the total interest. You'd have to calculate that yourself after we already calculated how much. All of these kind of will work. Some of them you just have to think about the different things. This is the one I just chose. It's the ML Calc. So again, 180,000 We're putting 20% down, 30 years at 6.5%. Calculate. So monthly payment, this is for A, what you want to write down. I'm going to write it, but I'm going to leave it up there for you. So this is 8-2, number 28. So the monthly payment is $910. And then the total interest here, so we're looking at this one. That's going to be the total interest over the course of the loan is $183,664. So notice in this situation, his loan is less than his interest. Just keep that in mind. This is a high interest rate for a house. All right, part B in the book, I'll just show you real quick. So this is all I wrote. I just wrote the monthly payment and the total interest. That's all they asked for. Part B says Luisa Perez bought a house for $300,000. She made a 10% down payment, secured a loan for the balance at 5.95% for 30 years. Okay, so 300,000, 10%, 30 years at 5.95, I think it was. Yeah. And calculate. So and this is where we're going to, some of these calculators are weird. This shows us, it's hard to read, 2 different monthly payments because of PMI. We're going to ignore the PMI. PMI is the mortgage insurance. Again, that's not something you want. We're not looking at taxes, insurance. All of those would have to be added in. But we're going to say her monthly payment is just the $1,610. And then total interest is $309,642. Part C says Mary Roberts bought a house for $255,000. So I'll just kind of type it in as I read it. Made a 5% down payment and got a 6.75% loan. Again, that's really high for a house with a 15-year loan at 6.75%, not 67. So Mary's monthly payments are $2,144. And the total interest is $143,615. So this is her monthly payment. Again, we're ignoring the PMI, and then this is her interest. All right, and then the last two for D and E, they are for car loans, which I did not look those up. I'm just setting my paper up right now for the monthly payment and total interest. So Part D says that Nathan Reynolds bought a car for $15,000. He made a down payment of $3,000. He secured a loan for the balance of the purchase price at 8% for 4 years. So I'm just going to do auto loan calculator. And so this says he made a down payment of $3,000. It doesn't do a percentage here. So again, if you use this one on Google, you have to do the math ahead of time, which in this case isn't too bad. It says it's a $15,000 car with a $3,000 down payment. We could all subtract that, but here it's not going to tell us the total interest. I don't know if this one will. Some of them do. So $15,000 for 4 years. It doesn't say if it's new or used. Nope, this is not. Nope, this one doesn't let us put in a down payment. So we'd have to subtract ahead of time, which you can. Oops, not what I wanted either. Which, yes, I know some are better than others, and I could just tell you which ones to use. But I want you to kind of see that you can just search around. It doesn't take very long. 8% for 48 months. It tells us the payment, but this one does not tell us how much we're going to pay in interest. So we know our monthly payment is $293. This one gets kind of complicated. I don't want all of that. So again, some are better than others, and that's, so if I just did this one, we want our loan for $12,000 with an interest rate of 8% for 4 years. See, and so this one is giving slightly different numbers. Where's the, okay, bank rate. So here we just have to do our math ahead of time for the down payment. So this one tells us that our monthly payment is $293 and our interest is $2,062. And the last one says that Troy Parker also bought a car for $15,000 with a $3,000 down payment. So if it's a $15,000 car with a $3,000 down payment, it is $12,000 that he's looking to borrow. But he's still doing 4 years, but his interest rate is 4%. So we're just going to compare and see what happens here. So now his monthly payment is $271. So his monthly payment isn't very much lower, right? Compared to what Nathan got, it's only $22 lower, but the total interest paid is $1,000 lower, about half. His total interest paid is this $1,006. So these last two here are the same exact loan, not loan. Well, kind of. They're getting the same exact thing, but he has an 8% interest rate and he has a 4% interest rate. So the monthly payment doesn't change a ton, but the amount of money that you pay the bank in interest changes significantly. So that's kind of one of those things you want to make sure you pay attention to your interest rate. The lower the rate, the better you are. All right. So those were the math for today. Your homework again is the vocab worksheet is on a form which from the feedback from last night, not last night, last week from Friday, got mixed feedback if you prefer it as a form. Some people said they did not prefer it that way. I'm trying to decide going forward how we will do it. I like the form because it grades it for you, so you know what you get right and wrong without having to go back and check your answers. I mean, it's not easier for me. I actually have to type the form and it takes a lot longer, but that was why I liked it for the immediate feedback. But some of you said you didn't care about the feedback, kind of when I asked if I should post the answers. I got a lot of mixed reviews on everything, so it kind of makes it hard. Can't please everybody, but I'm trying. So keep that. Just thank you for being flexible. And that's your homework. Test is Friday, just as a reminder. If you have questions, I'm happy to stick around. Otherwise, you are free to log off, and I'll see you tomorrow.